Good evening, folks, and welcome to Got Thrones, a Game of Thrones podcast. I'm your host, Alexandra August, and with me, as ever, is my co-host, Johnny Kolazinski.
Hello, folks.
We are coming at you wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to find us in other places like YouTube, you could find us at Got Thrones Podcast. If you want to find us on Instagram, it's at Got Thrones. And if you want to find us on TikTok, it is at Got_Thrones.
That is correct. And we are here to discuss the season premiere of season 2 of House of the Dragon, A Son for a Son. That title is not at all ominous. I assume that just means that it's going to be bright rays shining down, end of the storms, holding hands, being happy. I probably
Yep.
should have watched the episode.
Yeah. This show is so uplifting.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Mm-hmm.
oh, what a dream. If you can tell, we're being a little sarcastic because House of the Dragon is and continues to be an excellent, exquisite, well executed slog. A motherfucking slog. Sorry, I don't mean to be a doomsayer, but I just watched these two episodes back to back, and there are like simply a couple of dead children. Sorry about the
Mm-hmm.
spoilers.
Yeah. So, do you want to make light of those dead children?
I sure do. I sure do.
Okay. So we are going to go back to what we've been doing for the last 2 episodes, is we have both written up a 7 sentence recap, and then we have fed that 7 sentence recap through a plagiarism machine to give it to us in the style of something a little bit lighter and more funny.
Uh,
Alex, you pitched this one, so you want to let us know what we're doing, and then we will get right into it.
that sounds wonderful. I asked AI to recreate a 7 sentence recap of this episode of House of the Dragon in the style of a narrator from Arrested Development.
And special guest this episode, introducing Ron Howard. No, no, he's not
No,
here.
set me up for that. Nope.
Shit.
Nope. I
Shit.
don't have a.
All
The
right, we'll do
only
it ourselves.
impression I can do is Fran Drescher, and not tonight. One day though.
I kind of want to hear that, but not tonight.
Up at the wall, just there. No, no, I can't. It's too much. It's too much. It's too powerful. It's too sexy. It's too sexy. Too sexy, Antonio.
So I'm going to get right into it then with our 7 sentence description of
The dry
A Son for
recap.
a Son.
Mhm.
The dry recap begins with, at the wall, Jacaerys successfully recruits 2,000 men from Lord Cregan Stark, just before receiving the tragic news of his brother Lucerys' death.
Up at the wall, Jacaerys thought he had scored a major victory by securing 2,000 men from Lord Cregan Stark, right up until a raven arrived to let him know his brother was dead.
Meanwhile, a devastated Rhaenyra finds the remains of Lucerys and his dragons in the Stormlands and returns to Dragonstone to demand vengeance against Aemond.
Meanwhile, Rhaenyra combs the Stormlands for said brother's remains, returning home just long enough to demand that someone, anyone, violently murder Aemond.
Taking matters into his own hands, after Rhaenys refuses to act, Daemon trades Mysaria her freedom in exchange for her help in recruiting assassins.
Daemon, deciding that anyone might as well be him, promptly traded his prisoner Mysaria her freedom for the names of some local hitmen.
Over in King's Landing, Aegon struggles to balance his desired benevolence with Otto's strict war preparations, while Larry Strong's quietly maneuvers for more power.
Across the bay in King's Landing, Aegon was quickly learning that ruling was not all pony rides and benevolence, especially with his grandfather shutting down his ideas and Lord Larys quietly firing the entire household staff.
Daemon sneaks into the capital and bribes Blood, a city watch guard, and Cheese, a rat catcher, tasking them with murdering Aemond.
Unfazed by the sheer logistical nightmare of regicide, Daemon snuck into the capital and handed a bag of gold to a disgruntled guard named Blood and an indebted rat catcher named Cheese.
Unable to locate their target in the Red Keep, the assassins corner Queen Helena and force her to identify her sleeping son, Jaehaerys.
Naturally, the duo immediately failed to find their actual target, deciding instead to corner Queen Helena and demand she point out her sleeping son, Jaehaerys.
Fulfilling the mandate of a son for a son, the men murder the young heir while a terrified Helena flees to Alicent, who is secretly in bed with Sir Criston Cole.
No secret anymore. Deciding that a son for a son was a perfectly good backup plan, the men murdered the young boy, prompting Helena to flee right into the bedroom where her mother was, in a classic lapse of judgment, sleeping with Sir Criston Cole. That was still rough. I'm glad we didn't do the one for episode 10.
Yeah, yeah. So, what were
I
some of your top moments?
It wasn't the sound of them cutting off that baby's head. Because
No, no.
that no, it was not that. That was something that somebody spent a lot of time on though, and that annoyed me. No, I would say I love Cregan Stark. I fucking love I love a Stark. I'm always gonna love a Stark. I love that the Starks are just basically to a man, not an asshole so far, unless that guy in the audience in A Night of the Seven Kingdoms who stood up and farted was a Stark, which I doubt. He sounded more like an Umber. Anyway, he opens with like this was like baby Ned. Like he opens with a monologue about how winter is coming, and because of that, 1 in 10 Starks goes to the wall because and then he's like, you could sit here and talk all you want about whatever. Dragons did not go north of a wall. I saw it. They didn't go north of this wall. It's not because of wildlings. I don't know. I just liked Cregan Stark because he seems like somebody I would like to work with.
That was also my number one, and it wasn't even for the what was said, but it was how it was said, which was in a perfect Jon Snow voice. Like it was just dead on. Like we know that Jon Snow is his father's son, or his, well, I guess, is his mother's son, just because that I don't even know. It's not quite Welsh. That accent is can only be genetic.
Yeah, like it feels like York, which are sort
Yeah.
of Cregan Stark, by the way, is played by Tom Taylor. And I appreciate Tom Taylor because I'm betting, was a very big fan of Game of Thrones because he sounded like he walked out of a DVD. Like, hi, you're going to know you're in Stark country because I'm going to look and feel and taste and sound like a Stark. My name's Cregan Stark.
Hmm.
This is my entire, like, yeah, I mean, it was kind of funny because it really was like the entire Stark brand and every single sort of element of it in this 5 minute sequence. And then the other moments that I had that I really kind of wound up just being like, this is really well wrought, was like adorable Jaehaerys playing at the table in the council and annoying
Hmm.
Thailand, and then the sort of the functionality of just the power dynamic of that being like Alicent having to stop the king from wasting time and messing with people he's never had power over before. And in doing so, Alicent has to essentially like change the reality of it all. She says, yeah, Thailand is making a bunch of interruptions. Let's not feed into
Yeah.
this. And she manages to direct it. But I thought Jaehaerys was really cute. And I thought that was some brilliant, brilliant writing just to make what happens on later in the episode that much more exquisitely painful.
Yeah. I also liked number one. I liked Aegon attempting to be Aegon the the not the malevolent, the
Magnanimous.
magnanimous, Aegon the magnanimous, and getting shot down by Grandpa because of the harsh realities of everything, and
You got what you paid
and the
for. I have in my notes. Like, fuck off. You wanted this bargain basement king because you just needed him there. Well, line this bad.
my favorite moment of that, and I guess like we did get some light moments, but when he was saying, "Okay, well, we'll give you your sheep back," and then Otto says, "We can't do that because we asked 10% more from everyone," and he said, "Well, what if he just doesn't tell anyone?"
No one's gonna
Like I
know.
loved that moment, and I loved the him sitting on the Iron Throne, Jamie style, with his legs kicked over, talking to the bros, like enjoying being king for just a moment. Like Aegon's not going to be a good king, but 2 episodes ago we were talking about him forcing himself on small folk. And now it's like, oh yeah, Aegon's not a bad guy. He's just
Yeah.
a bad king, but he's also a bad guy because he's got the Targaryen crazy.
I don't even know that I would call that the Targaryen crazy so much as I would just say like it's the privilege and consequenceless life crazy. He is the child his mother raised him to be. And
Yeah, And then I loved from a dramatic standpoint, Rhaenyra finding
Says,
Luke, like a little bit of clothes and the wing.
I agree with you. I loved that we see her so close to small folk outside of King's Landing, and they are like, see a dragon, they run, which means she gets the beach to herself so she can mourn her child, and they watch from afar. And it was just, I don't know, it was just an interaction that we haven't seen a lot of on Game of Thrones because we
Hmm.
didn't, it just wasn't that kind of relationship.
And I think if it were a couple other writers that had came across small folk in a emotionally heated moment, we might have had some heated small folk from the dragon.
Yeah, it might have been like a Yakitori station, um, a
Yeah.
beach, a barbecue. I feel
Hmm.
like if Damon had been writing, there would have been some accidental deaths. Uh,
Exactly. Or Aemond. Aemond would have burnt the witnesses.
ugh, what a drag that kid is. What a drag. Very sexy though. Have
Hmm.
you seen the he is getting a lot of friendly edits on social media because he has graduated to
Uh,
armor and he's just looking extremely fierce in the season 3 trailer.
the actor plays this part so well without chewing on the scenery, and it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Tom Glencarny is so good. He's so good. Um, moving, should we move it? Let's move it to our tracking boards.
Yeah, let's go to the boards. Our dragon count, which is our new most important method of where are we now, it remains steady at a total of 16 with a 12 to 4 spread between the blacks and the greens.
Oh, something else that I noticed that I wanted to mention in that beach scene where Rhaenyra lands Syrax. That's Rhaenyra's, right?
Yes, yeah, Cyrax.
He lands Cyrax, and like one of the things that they tell you at the end of the Dance of the Dragons is I think it's like the dragon count overall is drastically reduced, and the dragons that are left and grow are much smaller. And so we're met. Vagar is big because and Vagar is the biggest, and Vagar is the oldest. And when you look at Rhaenyra's dragon, it's pretty small on the beach. I was just kind of
Hmm.
struck by how not terrifying it was when you got her in a wide shot, and it looked a lot smaller than Drogon, definitely a lot smaller than Vagar, and then Arax. Yeah, that was the first time I think you really saw a size differential between, like, we know Vagar is huge, but we didn't quite know how comparatively huge Vagar was.
Yeah, absolutely. I think because I think Carax, which is Damon's, is more comparable in size, if I remember correctly,
Yeah,
to Vagar.
Damon definitely like drives a Hummer, like got a
Yeah.
G-Wagon the first year. Ugh. In terms of our time passed, it's been a few days. We note that Damon notes that Rhaenyra has been absent, and Rhaenys says, "Fuckwit, she's grieving her son. Shut up." And because she is searching for, she's been searching for when we start the episode for Lucerys and any evidence of his body, really confirmation that he's gone is what Rhaenys says she's looking for,
Hmm.
and she finds it.
And she finds it. I liked the that scene between Rhaenys and Damon, and the you could have stopped him from dying. It wasn't my fight. Yeah. Who do we meet this episode?
We meet a couple of people. It's a good episode for new
Hmm.
characters. We meet Cregan Stark, who is Mr. Stark, as we talked about at the top. We meet Hugh Hammer, who we don't know this yet, but he is a future dragon rider, which is meaningful because he is a small folk person. He is a
Hmm.
smith who comes in to request money from Aegon, and lucky Hugh, he gets it, we think.
Hmm.
And then Alan of
He gets
Hull.
promised it.
Yes, he does. He does. Uh,
Alan of Hull, who is Corlys's bastard son,
which, yeah.
because there's a city called Hull.
Yeah.
And then we meet the two most aptly named characters of possibly all of A World of Ice and Fire. We meet Blood, the murdering city guard, and Cheese, the murdering rat catcher.
It's pretty brutal,
I didn't
guys.
catch their names.
So who
Anybody
gets
get married this episode?
I don't okay, so like nobody got married, but Allison and Kristen like got jiggy with it and clearly have been getting
Twice.
jiggy with it twice and in like different positions and
Hmm.
in the midst of trauma. So like they have a very healthy sex life.
Yeah. I mean, they have less trauma than the other side. I mean, like, they've got dad still not buried, but other than that, things are going all right for them comparatively until they're not. Yeah, but at this point in time, we can kind of say good for them
To
at
be
this point in
honest,
time.
yeah, I feel like Kristen could do a little bit with like something taking both of them, frankly, could have something to loosen the sticks in their buttocks. And it is so amusing to me that Kristen still continues to be bitter about Rhaenyra not wanting to marry him after they had
Yeah.
sex one time.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gets to
It's
have sex with her best friend.
hmm repeatedly
Repeatedly. And like he and
and
Allison
doesn't
were
have to move.
nope, nope. Gets a cush job.
Hmm.
I feel like there were I feel like there have been things that have happened. I feel like there have been books or characters that have been like where or couples that have been like, okay, cute girl has a best friend, has a boyfriend, cute girl leaves the boyfriend, boyfriend and best friend like find solace in one another. Anyway, that's the dynamic that feels like it's happening here. And I am enjoying
Yeah.
Kristen and Allison's relationship. It delights me on so many levels.
Yeah. Yeah. And we still don't quite hate Kristen Cole yet,
He tries every episode
comparatively.
comparatively. And then who dies?
Little baby Jaharis
So excruciating.
gets narked by mom.
Oh, it's so sad.
Because what choice did she have?
It's so sad. It's so messed up.
So sad.
It's such a horror show. Like this episode is a horror show.
Hmm.
It's Allison is having sex with Kristen and like she just wanders. It's so demented. Not that like I wrote in my notes, I was like, these horrible things happen. It must be because Allison had sex.
Yeah, we've all seen Scream.
Yeah, that's what happens. Allison brought this all out. That's what she's gonna tell herself.
When you're watching it up until the point they find the room with the kids, you think this episode's going to go an entirely different way. You think that these are two, in the words of Dr. Greg Winter from Hi Everybody Bad Medicine Pal, that two bumbling thieves just s- failing their way up into the royal quarters of the palace.
Hapless, yeah. And you definitely think that that they're gonna find Aemon and it's gonna be some kind it's gonna be an aggression, but Aemon's gonna come out on top and this is gonna be weird and Daemon will have failed, and that's the end of the episode. At least I feel like that's probably what I thought, until I
Yeah.
remembered this part of the book.
Yeah, it's there is no reason for Damon's plan to work, and it doesn't, but they still pull something off, and it just goes atrocious in the last 10 minutes, much like the last episode went atrocious in the last 10 minutes.
And the first 10 minutes.
Much like, yeah, much like the episode before, everything gets flipped on its head in the last 10 minutes. Ugh.
It's like I will say like as a narrative choice, especially in the book and especially given what I like about George, which is like he brings a sense of like medieval realism to these works, and the medieval times were horrific. Like people were
Hmm.
awful. It's what happens when you don't have TV. Like so it's the idea that these children would be murdered, it's not something that is so horrific that it's just like, oh God, oh, that's disgusting. How the possibility of that, like, no, people did that shit all the time. Like, and not that I like it, but like it's definitely characteristic of how inhumane this universe likes to remind us that people are under these conditions. It just yeah, like I don't know that I have I don't know that I have complaints about it so much as I just have like I didn't need to hear that. I didn't need
Hmm.
to. I just, again, I am, everything on this show is turned to 11. Like everything. No holds are barred.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot.
Yeah. Because the problem that people had with the last couple episodes of Game of Thrones was that it pulled its punches. And so that's the note that they got.
Yep.
Is there anyone who you think could have made a decision differently and fixed everything, or at least not ruined it more?
The amount of shit that would be fine if people like Damon simply sat on their hands is
Mm-hmm.
a lot.
If Damon had a hobby,
Deep sea
like
fishing,
someone get this man macrame
miniatures.
miniatures, like he would make he and Corliss could bond over making ships and bottles.
The way Ted Turner just died, R.I.P. But he won America's Cup. Like he won like Ted Turner just like decided to become a sailor and he went and won America's Cup. I feel like if Damon had that kind of shit
Mhm.
to do, he would be like a polo player. He'd be winning stuff. I don't know. Like I want Damon to like be a dilettante.
Yeah, like Ted Turner got bored and brought back the American bison. It's like, oh, okay, let's have a bison restaurant, and then we'll farm more bison, and then there will be bison. Yeah,
This is the attitude I want from people with meats. Just, to the
yeah,
NSA who is listening.
yeah.
How about you? Do you have anybody that you
Uh,
thought if they had just made some key decisions?
oh, 100% Damon. Mostly because Aemond didn't make any decisions this episode. Eamon's only decision was he got invited into the meeting and said, "Hey, we could go to war harder." And then Otto pulled him aside and had the, "You don't know what pieces are in play here."
And you kind of blew it all up.
And of course, we're led to believe that that's going to be what Blood and Cheese walk in on, and not. Yeah,
It's interesting
yeah,
because I think you see Alicent's relationship with Aemond in sort of Aemond's response to everything around him. And like he just doesn't he's like my mother is angry. Like he just doesn't he needs something that she has not given him and he is so desperate to be seen as the right choice over his brother because she has given so much of her attention to his brother. And I like his very human need for I don't know, validation from his mom. What a baby. Ugh.
that just makes me think of Hook. You need a mommy very, very badly.
But you're right.
I would also buy Dustin Hoffman
I
as
was gonna
Aemond.
say. I was gonna say older Ava. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, who were your slayers? Did you have a slayer this episode who won? Who felt like they had a great day?
Mysteria pulled things off. She ended up safe. Unfortunately, she set things in motion, but I don't think her setting things in motion really were anything more than this happened now rather than 2 episodes from now.
Yeah, she's Mysteria continues to only do her job. Only do what she's paid to do
Yeah.
every single time. Like Mysteria is the most consistent performer. Mysteria is the easiest to work with. Like I loved it when she came out and he was like treason and she was like, "Listen, I bitch don't with these like big folk things. I am a small folk person. There's no treason down here. Give me money or leave me alone." And it works.
Yeah. For you.
I'm giving it to Aegon this week because I really did just kind of he's given this power trying to do good. Like he's trying to solve
Yeah.
people's problems. He's trying to give back the pleasing that they are giving him. And the bar is it is ugh, this is he's hitting a high bar for a Targaryen monarch, I think. So cheers.
Okay. What about who do you say got cut?
Damon. I just it just really just kind of very much displeased me. And so
Mm-hmm.
we'll leave it. He's rude to Renice. He's a big, big, big fat baby. And I feel like a lot of people are beholden to Damon's emotional tantrums. And this episode, I was over it. So he gets cut.
Okay. I'm gonna give it to Allison for really because she didn't have the control that she thought she was going to have based on her conversations with Renice 2 episodes ago. Of, well, I'm going to be the woman behind behind the throne, but that woman behind the throne is really Otto.
Yeah, and he's playing along with
Um,
her as she tries to lead, but it's
yeah,
oh my God. Like every time I see Otto, I go back and forth between being like, "Oh, you don't seem like a horrible person," and then like actively wanting to kill him because he reminds me of an old boss. Did you have a most valuable parent this week?
if I'm going to give it to someone, it's going to be to Public Image Otto.
Yeah.
Just the Otto in front of people.
He is like yeah, an objectively good father, which would drive me crazy. Um Mine was
I think he's an objectively good grandfather.
oh, my MVP was Helena because I what more could she have done?
She, she made the game time decision.
I think yeah. Yeah, I think she was paying more attention to her
Kept,
kids than Allison was at that moment.
yep. She kept the score. Kept them down to 1 point.
Yep. Yep. Did you and then did we have a did I just 86 Queen of Love and Beauty for this
Yeah,
one? Yeah, we did. We did.
yeah,
Ugh. Okay. I think that's all I have for this batch of episodes.
yeah. But
It's
it's gonna
good.
get better, right?
It's a great show, you guys. We love it. Come
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
For
Or at
real.
least come back for listen to this, and then come back to season 3.
Yes. So, folks, we will be back with some new episodes next week. Thank you so much for tuning in always. We will be rewatching the rest of season 2. And right now, you can listen to the entirety of season 1 on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. So,
Yep. Thanks,
and
folks.
thank you. Yeah, thanks for listening. We think you're great.